Time blocking isn't about squeezing more in. It's about making room for what matters. And that also includes not just work stuff, it's the life stuff, the school pickup, the Pilates class, the dog walks, time to stare out the window and not be productive. When you block your time for what matters most, you're more likely to actually honour it. Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Thursday episode of the Design Dialogues podcast, and it is so nice to be back with you after having a few weeks off. We were able to go and soak up some sun, and we've just had a really busy time in our family, so it was great to take a bit of a breather and kind of get on top of stuff. Today, I wanted to talk to you about something that is really deceptively simple, and that's time blocking. But I know so many of you are going to be like, I've tried it, it didn't work, I couldn't stick with it. And I want you to stay with me because I do time blocking a little bit differently. We're not going to be talking about the same old rigid weekly calendar that makes you feel like a failure by Monday lunchtime because it's so rigid that you've got no movement in it. We're going to zoom out. We're going to think monthly. We're going to think personality-driven time blocking. And we're going to think realistic, flexible structure that helps you stay in control even when everything else feels like it's chaos. So, what is time blocking? Time blocking is when you assign chunks of time to certain types of tasks like admin, client work, marketing, design concepts. It's not being so prescriptive that every single minute of your day is mapped out or of your week, but it's allocating times for buckets of work. Instead of reacting to things, you are proactively planning out your time. But here's the twist that most productivity advice misses. You need to make it fit your brain and your business. Some of us thrive on structure. Others need a bit more breathing room. Some of us are owls and like to work into the night. Others are up at the crack of dawn. So instead of trying to squish your creative genius into a strict Monday to Friday routine, we're going to look at your whole month and build a rhythm that works with you, not against you. So before you open your calendar and start dragging different colored boxes around, I want you to ask yourself a couple of questions. When do I do my best creative work? Is it early morning, late at night, midday after a walk? When am I naturally low in energy? That is the prime time to do admin work. What tasks drain me? What tasks light me up? Do I like to deep dive into one type of task all day, or do I need variety? Your answers to these questions shape your ideal flow, not some Pinterest-worthy planner layout. Remember, the best calendar is the one you will actually use. Here's where we shift from weekly time blocking to monthly phase blocking. I want you to think about your work in themes across the month. Let me give you an example. So week 1, big picture strategy, studio planning and content creation. Week 2 and 3, client-facing work, site visits, presentations. Week 4, admin catch-up, invoicing, internal reviews, business development. You're still doing other things across the month, but there's a primary focus for each week. This allows you to batch your brain power, less switching between creative genius mode and email warrior mode. If a week feels too long for a theme, break it into 3-day chunks. For example, Monday to Wednesday, client work. Thursday, marketing and socials. Friday, studio systems and business development. Instead of micromanaging every hour, set anchors. These are non-negotiable appointments with yourself. Think Monday, 9 a.m., CEO hour, review finances, goals, and plan your week. Wednesday, 1 to 4 p.m. is design development time. No meetings, ever. Block it out. Friday, 10 a.m., team check-in or admin catch-up. These are then going to become habits, and the things you do are the things that you see action on. If you know that you need to have an hour where you can be in your CEO mind and reviewing finances and goals and plan your week, if you don't have that in your calendar, I can guarantee that you will not get it. You will not get to it because there will be a client who emails or a supplier who calls. Something will get in the way. Time blocking isn't about squeezing more in. It's about making room for what matters. And that also includes not just work stuff, it's the life stuff, the school pickup, the Pilates class, the dog walks, time to stare out the window and not be productive. When you block your time for what matters most, you're more likely to actually honor it. And no, you don't have to color code your downtime in millennial pink, but if that makes you happy, go for it. So this all sounds great. This all sounds like just a really lovely work month. But how do you actually set it up? So there are so many ways to do it. There is a text solution. There is an old school diary, pen and paper version, and there's everything in between. It really doesn't matter. What does matter is that you use something that you will stick to. I personally love pen and paper, and I have an old school fashioned paper diary, and it has everything in it. I also do use Google Calendar, so I use a mix of both. It's like a hybrid option. Just pick what works for you. If you are a more visual person, color code it, keep it visual. If you find that distracting, keep it as simple as you need. Just make sure that you pick something that you will stick with. The other thing is, keep it easy to adjust. This is not set in stone. You might need to delete a time block if life throws a curveball, because that will happen. It absolutely will happen. Things will go over. Give yourself plenty of time in your time blocks. Don't be so tight that you've got no flex in your schedule. At the end of each month, it's really important to block 90 minutes out. I like to do this at the last Friday of the month. It's a really nice way to end the month. You look at next month's client deadlines and personal commitments. Decide on your monthly themes or focus areas. Drop in your time anchors and leave room for those unexpected opportunities. This really sets you up for the next month. It sets you up for your business and for your clients. The thing to remember with time blocking is you don't have to live and die by your weekly calendar. Time blocking works better when you zoom out and build around your energy. Themes, anchors, and flexibility will serve you so much better than rigid rules. And the ultimate goal of time blocking is to help you feel like the creative boss of your time, not like an exhausted employee. That's it for today's episode. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you've got any questions about time blocking, send me a DM or an email. I look forward to seeing you for our next design dialogue. That's it for today's episode. I hope this gave you some fresh ideas and motivation to refine how you run your studio. But here's the thing, having the right strategies is one thing. Actually implementing them is another. And if you're feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or just unsure where to start, that's exactly what my Systems and Processes Health Check is for. It's a one-on-one deep dive into how your studio runs, pinpointing where things are working, where they're not, and giving you a clear roadmap to streamline your processes. And the thing is, my health check is different from other mentoring out there. We don't just talk, we put together clear, actionable items that I hold you accountable for, because I want to make sure that at the end of the health check, you see a real difference in your business. Imagine having a studio that runs smoothly, where you're in control, and where you can finally focus on the design work that you love. If that sounds like exactly what you need, head to the website to book in your health check today. Thanks for tuning in, and if you found this episode helpful, share it with a fellow designer who could use these insights too. See you for our next Design Dialogue.